And we are live with Dr. Maha. How are you, doctor? How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah, and I'm so excited to learn so much from you. As I told you, I just discovered you're so much very light-spirited. You're trying a lot of things for humanity, and you're reaching out to teach people about compassion. And we collaborated lately, and we're doing a lot of work together, alhamdulillah. So I'm very grateful that I came to know you and I came to work with you. And today I want to learn more about what you're doing in your class regarding the gift basket. So I want to learn
Yes,
more. And as we agreed that you're going to try on me this activity.
yes, inshallah. I would have loved to interact with everyone watching us. So what I'm going to say is do the wellness gift basket as we go through it, Hanan and
Yeah.
myself. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
going to share my screen because I think it's useful to see things. And I'm going to show you some of elements of some of my students' gift baskets as well.
Mhm.
And thank you, Hanan. I love this community and I wish I could have been there for all the other sessions, but I was out of town. So here we
Wow.
are. So
Allah.
I'm Maha. I work at the American University in Cairo, and I
Mhm.
do this wellness gift basket with my students who are undergraduate students at AUC. أول حاجة Hanan, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited. And I love to share knowledge with people. So I feel excited about people getting inspired.
Alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. I hope everyone else is inspired by the conference and what they're getting to
Mm.
listen to and hear. And I think it's just really important, and I think probably everyone who's watching this knows this. Wellness is not just one assignment; it's a daily practice, it's a worldview, it's a way of living. So even though wellness gift basket is a particular assignment in my class, it's something we work on from day one. And even before I was aware that wellness was important to me, like students' wellness was important to me, they were aware that I was doing it. So they would
Mm.
give me feedback that this is one of the things they thought was most important about the class. So for me, throughout the semester, I keep bringing things like giving them moments of what brings you delight or joy. And we share that in the class in different forms. So every time we do it differently. But the
Mm.
wellness gift basket assignment itself consists of these things, right?
Yeah.
I will at least two physical objects, at least two sights and or sounds of wellness. And the reason I say sights or sounds is
Mm.
in case I have a student who's blind or deaf, so that we're
Mm.
not saying a sight and a sound. I'm like two sights or sounds. So,
Mm.
I mean, let's start with this. What are two sights or sounds that bring you wellness, make you feel good?
Uh, the sigh itself, when I give like a very loud breath
Mm.
out. So the sigh and saying Allah and just remembering
That's
yeah.
so interesting when you said that. So when you said that, because what I did originally, this was an individual assignment and I made it into an interview. And when you
Mm.
do it as an interview, sometimes what the other person says inspires you to think of something different than what you were going to say, right? So usually I would have said the sight of the sunset, masalan. But when you
Mm.
said about the sound of Allah, I was thinking that there's an interesting sound that makes me very euphoric, which is the sound of the ghunna. If you read
Mm.
Quran out loud and you say ghunna, you say حاجة فيها ghunna, this makes me feel very happy actually. This
Yeah.
making that sound, not just hearing it, you know.
Mm.
All right, what about one thing that you enjoy that's either a smell or a taste?
Mm. I love the taste of coffee and chocolate together.
Ah, interesting. I love the smell and taste of cinnamon or ginger or both of them together. And
Mhm.
one time in my class when we did this, so many people liked cinnamon, so I made cinnamon cookies for them the next time and brought it.
Wow.
And then one of the other students remembered, and another day she brought cinnamon cookies with her. So it helps me decide what kind of snacks to get for my students
Mhm.
sometimes.
Nice.
All
Mm.
right. One inspirational quote you like in any language. This is a difficult one, I think, unless you have one that you always repeat.
Um, I would always remember that I'll just do the effort and the result is not in my hands. So
Mm,
يعني السعي والنتيجة على الله والنتيجة النتيجة مش
mm,
بتاعتي. يعني the result is
okay.
not mine. So I'm always
Yeah,
remembering this quote or this part of
this element.
my
Yeah,
speech. Yeah.
yeah. The one that's on my mind right now is the one of not everything that matters can be counted, and not everything that gets counted matters. It's really
Mm.
important when you're trying to evaluate things in education, where you
Yeah.
realize you're counting the things that are measurable, but the measurable things are not necessarily the most valuable. We value a lot of things that are very difficult to measure, like
Mm,
wellness,
mm,
for example. And like
mm.
you put it in your learning outcomes, how are you going to assess whether you've improved your students' wellness, you know? But it's
Yeah.
important. And if you try to quantify it, you lose the essence of what it is. All
Mm.
right. What about one mental practice that helps your well-being, like meditation, gratitude journaling, things like that?
Yeah, I would say it's gratitude and appreciation in spotting good things in people and mention acknowledging it. So that would be a mental practice. I always think and see the good in people and whatever is around me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with for me, like gratitude journaling, definitely during the pandemic.
Mm,
Um, it feels like it should be a spiritual practice, but I think a lot of people use it as a secular practice. I see it as both. My
mm,
daughter was very anxious at the beginning of the pandemic, and gratitude journaling made our lives so much better because she would reflect on the things that went well, even if it was a horrible day. And she'd
mm.
also say, what is the one thing that would make tomorrow better for you?
Ah,
So we
nice.
try to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I would understand what makes her happiest. Because sometimes you think things will make your child happy and you realize it's not the number one priority for them.
Yes.
So, all right, what is one physical practice? So things that you do physically that help your well-being.
Uh, what I do now is just the prayers. I,
Okay.
it's a very simple physical practice.
Physical activity. For me, walking outdoors, whether I do it
Yeah.
alone or with a friend, hopefully the weather gets better and it becomes easier to do it.
Mm.
All right. Something that delighted you recently that telling others about might either cheer them up or help them.
Delighted
I
me.
like the word delight because it's like a little bit like, oh wow, you know, kind of.
Mm. Uh, ah, can you rephrase that for me so I can understand it better?
Yeah. So
Maybe that.
I'll tell you one of mine, and I'll
Mhm.
tell you one that my students, because I do this with my students early on. So one of them, her puppies just had babies, and she opened her camera. We were online. She opened her camera and
Yeah,
she showed us the
sharing.
puppies.
Yeah. Okay. Like something delighted me because somebody is sharing something with me.
Yeah.
Um, recently, yesterday, we were sharing, we were celebrating my dad's birthday, so we're all delighted because we were sharing memories of our grandparents, and it was lovely. So it was a recent thing of memory and celebration together.
All right. One social activity that promotes well-being, and I'm going to answer this one first. It's playing compassionate universe games with different people and just sharing the joy of those games. And different people react differently, but
Yes,
it's always a good moment when we do it.
yes. Uh,
What about
yeah,
you?
me too. Social activity will be the playing the games as well, and seeing the impact on people and their new awareness and the growth. Yes.
Okay. And then because I teach a digital literacies course, I ask students what's one digital thing like a YouTube channel or a website that helps with their well-being. I don't know if you have one in mind.
Yeah, I do like Instagram. Sometimes I listen to a lot of Mustafa Hosni's teaching and other
Mm,
teaching, so it always inspires me and
yeah.
it helps me for my
Yeah.
well-being. Yeah.
Yeah. I follow a lot of these kinds of accounts and they also help my well-being. And especially if I focus on them a lot more and so they appear for me more.
Yeah, algorithms.
Yeah, algorithm. So the Ramadan algorithm was really
Yes.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say some insights I got from trying these assignments with students is I learned so much about my students. So early on in the semester, I say this in the third bullet point, they said they were able to share more of themselves because this was towards like the last month of the semester, as opposed to what they did in the beginning of the semester before they knew me and trusted their colleagues, which was an assignment called the alternative CV. The
Mm.
alternative CV is like they represent themselves in a way different than the normal black and white CV. They share what they're proud of about themselves, which usually doesn't end up in a CV. So they talk about their pets and their families and their music.
Yes.
For example, my alternative CV talks about how I got my PhD during a revolution when my daughter was a toddler. You can't say that on the CV. You just say the year you got your PhD and what the topic was, right? But you
Mhm.
don't say, my daughter was a baby and I finished my PhD and the country was in revolution. It was hard, you know?
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
so I learned so much about them from the alternative CV, but some of them don't share so much. They don't want to be vulnerable yet. but then with the wellness gift basket, and you'll see some of the things they shared. It's more than what I thought they'd share. And some shared things I didn't imagine at all. And like I said earlier, originally it was an individual assignment. Then I made it into an interview because I also wanted them both to be aware that people have different things that promote their wellness. So like for some people, they're scared of cats, and for other people, the cat is the thing that brings their well-being. And they also find things they have in common, which is nice. And some people talk more when they're talking to someone and they can imagine an audience. And I learned recently that a lot of times we think better when we're on our own and just sitting and thinking, but actually we think better when we walk and when we're out in nature and when we're talking to people. So I think they bring out more when they've had a chance to talk about it before they do it. So what I discovered, go ahead, you want to say something?
No, nice. I just have a question. Are you doing the basket digital
Digital. It's a digital, yeah. It's a digital literacy course. So they need to figure out a way to represent it digitally. To bring a physical one would be, especially some of these things you can't put them in a basket. They're not quantifiable or tangible.
Yes.
So the spiritual wellness, this is a student who shared like the physical touch of Quran itself. That was very interesting for me, like physically touching it, because I read Quran a lot on my phone, but فعلا holding the Quran is a completely different experience. And he said about the site of Mecca and the Kaaba. These are AUC students. We don't talk about these things in class at all. I would never have known this if I hadn't asked for this assignment. And the sound of wellness was to listen to Quran recitation, and he actually had a video of Quran being recited. So I wasn't expecting this. Let's see. Let me see if I can. I have a video here linked, but I need to stop share so that I can share with audio. Let's see. I hope it's okay. This is a student. Her entire thing was made on Canva as a video. It's very short though. It's 43 seconds.
Oh, nice. I can't hear anything. Is it a sound?
No, there's no sound. There's no sound. I forgot that there's no sound. Yeah.
Oh.
This also came up. I was not expecting this at all. We don't talk at all about religion in class, and so many of them brought this up. That was very interesting to see that they felt comfortable saying it, Kamel. And I think not all people feel like and saying it in public because their blogs are public. These I'm able to use them because they're already public. I didn't have to take, because I took permission from students already that whatever you put without a password, I can showcase. Okay, so that was a video clip. Let's go to other things.
That you do it as an activity before the school starts. I mean, like in the first few weeks of starting school.
No, this one is towards the end. So earlier, I do all the little elements of it, like throughout the semester. We start the class one day. What's your favorite sight or sound? Another day, bring something that delights you. Another day, what's your favorite smell and sound? Wellness gift basket is towards the end. So not all of the questions we do throughout the semester, we do some of them, so that they're not like doing everything in the moment.
So every time you drop something in the basket.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end,
but they don't know that. They don't first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kept this. Oh, let's just keep sharing the sound. If something comes up with the sound, we'll have. So this is an inspirational quote that one student said, which is, "Be who you are, say what you feel, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter." This is someone. This was the very interesting one. My daughter said, I told her, "Is that a mental practice, volunteering?" She's like, "Yes, it's a mental practice." I'm like, "How is it a mental practice?" She's like, "Yeah, you do it to make yourself feel good, but it's not the physical aspect that's." That was very interesting that this was, but I love dogs, so I would probably enjoy this a lot too. This is really nice. But yeah, I didn't know that this student volunteered at a shelter for stray dogs. She didn't write it in any other thing. It's another person for whom tawakkul was something, and I think it's a quote about tawakkul. Kind of what you were saying a little bit. Something is destined for you, never in a million years will it be for somebody else. Trust Allah. I'm not really sure who she's quoting. It says something, but I don't know who that is. But these are her. You can also see like the yoga, the candle, the cookies. Like these are all the journal. I think she goes to a spa. She goes walking like sunset. These are all the things in just one image. Rather than a video and rather than speaking about them, just put it all in a visual. I think she might have been a graphic design major. This is another person who said, so I kind of say, I don't do any mental practice, maybe other than praying and sometimes journaling. And I don't know if this counts, but after this, I hope to do some mental practice for my well-being. So I think, and I haven't journaled in a while, I'll get back to it. What I think is useful here is sometimes students do have things that they know promote their well-being, but they've just fell off the habits. They've fallen off the habit and they haven't done it in a while. And this assignment reminds them to start doing this again.
Mm.
And sometimes people say that things like journaling and meditation don't work for them very well, but when they do them consistently, they start to work well. So these are things generally, like we talk about this as well, like what's a wellness practice? You can practice consistently for like 2 weeks in a row and then see if it has an effect, because a lot of things don't have an effect unless you make them a habit. And so I think it's nice that they are reminded of things that make them feel well, close to just before exam time. And some of them say meditation really helped me with my exam anxiety, for example. So the timing, sometimes having it towards the end of the semester, it's an assignment that relaxes them at a time that they're usually stressed and reminds them of how to relax themselves when they're stressed, you know?
Nice.
This is someone who's linking to a TikTok video from a TikTok account that she really likes, and it writes things in Arabic and in English. So the English says, if the appearance is more important than the soul, then why would the soul rise up to the sky after death and we bury the ground? It's beautiful, isn't it?
That's her quote?
Yeah, I love it so much. It's from a TikTok video too. So she likes this TikTok account that comes up with these very wise. I think I might have another one as well. Okay. Oh, I can't play these videos, unfortunately. So this same student, she likes piano music and consistently puts really nice. In my class, another thing we do is when they enter, sometimes the first 2 or 3 people who come in, I ask them to choose one of their favorite pieces of music and we play it at the beginning of class. So as people come in, they hear music. So she has really good taste in music and she plays piano, so she often chooses the music for us. So those 2 videos, one of them was in her alternative CV at the beginning of the semester and one of them was in her wellness gift basket towards the end. So I'm sorry that we won't get to hear it though. Oops, okay. And then a last day of class assignment that my students loved and they said we should have done this every day was to share a social media account, photo or GIF or reel or video that brings them joy or laughter. This was funny because a lot of them chose things that bring them laughter and we laughed so much. And then sometimes it would be like a very young person type of joke that I don't understand and they'd have to explain it to me. You can imagine, yani, they're 20 and there's some things I don't understand the context and they have to explain to me why it's funny. Well, alhamdulillah, they were at this point they're all polite. Yani, nobody chose something that was rude or something.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to show you this one because this is something that that delighted me earlier this year that I did. I told them to bring a photo or video of something they enjoyed doing in the summer, and this is what I brought. So it always helps them to know about how personal you are with them. Sometimes, you know, they don't know if it's...
Oh, that's a monkey or what's that?
Monkeys, yes. This is in Morocco.
So cute يا مها.
لا بصي دول مؤدبين يا مها. مها دول مؤدبين. الراجل الكبير جاي والله. ده مش قوي. مش قوي. لا ده خد 3 ورا بعض. ما هو equitable distribution of the peanuts. كل واحد كله.
This is my favorite part. It's coming very soon.
I think he's gonna climb to you.
Yes, you're gonna see this. Yep, there he is. You saw it coming.
I saw it coming.
So I love this video. I remember after I took it, I watched it like every day for like 2 weeks.
Oh, it's amazing because you're sharing part of humanity, you as a person and with your interest and with your experience, you're bringing it to your students so they know Maha beyond what you're teaching. Yani. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I think that's those are my slides actually. So I wanted to end with that one.
Video, amazing.
Yeah, do you have any comments or questions on this?
No, I'm just seeing the human part in you. I mean, you're sharing. Is this part of any kind of required from you as a professor, or this is you as a human being. You want to share, to connect with them, to show them like part of who you are, and to encourage them to become vulnerable and to show their experiences, and
Yes.
yeah, and just connecting on a deeper level, instead of the academic level.
Exactly.
Human
Exactly.
level,
And
yeah.
students often have told me like they make friends in my class. You know, at AUC, there are classes that are co-curriculum outside of the major. So they come in, they may have like one friend. It's not like engineering and they're the same group all the time, you know. They don't know each other. And
Uh,
then they have to do a lot of group work together. So it's not like
yeah,
I put you in group work and you got to figure out how to work with people. No, I get you to get to know each other in all
yes.
sorts of other ways. Like these aren't the only ways. In this semester, they got to play your games. They
Nice.
really liked, they played Cloud 4. We haven't played any of, we played Vismotion and Cloud 4. And
Nice.
most of them really enjoyed it, but a few of them were like, this is too early for me to start making, but like 2 people felt it was too early. So like,
Yeah.
I'll give you a break and we'll come back again and do it. So
Yes.
yeah, so I think what I do to try to connect it to the
Mm.
course though is the digital literacies part is some of the stuff is digital and they represent it digitally. How do you digitally show these things that bring you so much joy? And
Mm.
we're also in my class, we learn about intercultural learning, and part of it is some of these things are very culturally specific. So when you interview another person, how culturally similar or different are you in these things?
Yes. So happy and delighted to hear you, and to see what it's all about the basket, the wellness basket, and the gift basket, and how it's impacting their own wellness. It's beautiful. It's very simple though, very simple, but it has a big imprint.
Yeah, I hope,
Yeah,
inshallah.
yeah,
Inshallah.
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna help you be on time.
Yes, thank you so much, Maha. Yani, very simple and light and entertaining talk. I would say
Thank you
so.
so much. I hope that
I have my
folks
wellness.
watching can do it for themselves. I
Yes.
actually, you know, like one of my friends, his mom was sick, and I said, what would a wellness gift basket for your mom look like? And
Ah,
now get her some of those things and do those things for her, you know?
yes.
What's a smell that she likes? Get her a soap with that smell. You know,
Yeah.
what's thing she likes to see? Can you take her there? You know, things like that. We do this for our loved ones as well.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Maha, for the connection. That's beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
We're
Hanan. Thank you
looking
for
forward
having me.
to, yes, thank you for second year together in the
Yes, Alhamdulillah. So happy.
fourth
And so
anniversary.
much has happened in between.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. I'm so grateful to know you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. And we'll have Dr. Marwa in a few minutes.
Inshallah. Assalam.
Bye bye.